Scarlet Witch, allegedly, a film is in development with Marvel Studios. Now, let me start off by saying this about the Scarlet Witch, which I really did not like where we went with this character from Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame to what's the TV show called? Oh my goodness,
WandaVision.
Thank you, WandaVision. I just got finished talking about that damn show, WandaVision, and then to the Doctor Strange 2 movie. They just what they did with the character was, I feel like that was kind of like disrespectful, for being honest, to Elizabeth Olsen and the Scarlet Witch character, for being honest.
You really think so?
Yes.
I like the spin that they gave it to it. You know what I mean? Like I was surprised and shocked, like the rest of the world, when they brought Quicksilver and Wanda into Age of Ultron, and without having to blatantly say that she's OP, they slowly, you know, built her character up, gave her a storyline to build up. We had Civil War. She accidentally killed a group of innocent people in Sokovia. Falls in love with Vision. Then we have Infinity War. They're on the run. The children of Thanos, the Black Order, I believe is what they call them in the comics, ends up like trying to take the Infinity Stone from Vision. Then we got Thanos collecting the Infinity Stones, and then ends up tearing the Infinity Stone from his head, causing him to die. She brings him back to life and ends up trying to destroy the gem again, causing her to kill her boyfriend. And then we had Endgame, where she gets snapped during the blink, comes back, has vengeance for the death of Vision, which, I mean, most, you know, she was in love with the man, if you want to call him that. I like the story where it's going. And then we got WandaVision, right? Like, it goes to show you how OP she was, because nobody knew that she was, I mean, everybody knew she was strong, because at first it was leading towards Brie Larson's character, Captain Marvel, to be the strongest Avenger of all besides Hulk. And then we get WandaVision. She can create nothing out of anything, bruh. She's the Scarlet Witch. She made her own kids out of nothing, out of thin air, bruh. Name another Avenger who could do that. She goes through a love struggle again, ends up having to tear her family apart, which in actuality didn't really exist. Ends up manipulating others. So in a way, she became an anti-villain. Then gets the Darkhold, and ends up becoming a villain herself, and then tries to travel to the multiverse to actually be with her children. In which, in actuality, is sad, because, like, I think we talked about this in the last podcast, that, you know, she had it pretty bad, bruh. And all the other universes, she's a mother. She had Tommy and Billy. But in the only universe that she doesn't have kids is the 616, the MCU. So I can see her grief. So I'm just saying, I feel like it was a pretty well story. Was it perfect? No, it wasn't. Yeah, there were some things that they could have tweaked better, but overall I can take it. And I'm a big fan of Elizabeth Olsen. I love her character. I think she's bad. You know, I got a crush on her, and I like how they play how crazy she is. I love it. Like, she's not crazy, you know, like a sociopath. You know what I'm saying? It was driven for her to get to that point. So I could relate to that storyline. You know what I mean? She just wanted to be happy. That's it. She, remember, like, it was given in WandaVision that Tony was, his father was creating weapons of mass destruction, was end up tearing her family apart. She saved her brother Quicksilver, and they grew up in a foster home, and then they were kidnapped by Hydra and then tormented and experimented on by the Mind Stone, I believe is the staff. Yeah, the Mind Stone. And then they were given powers, and then she got a whiff of freedom with the Avengers, but she was still treated like a brat. Like, like Tony and Steve were arguing about. Like, she's a kid, bro. Like, she deserves to be free. So it's pretty sad. You know what I'm saying? She gets some happiness, then gets taken away, and then gets happiness and gets taken away, and then builds her own happiness. And then as reality hits, it's just taken away like that. So I can see why she'd go crazy. That's all I'm saying. That's my only beef with that. I could see them doing a movie. I don't know how they would make a movie about it, because technically, I mean, I know we don't see the body, but she technically died in Doctor Strange 2 in Multiverse of Madness.
Didn't see a body.
That's true. But I mean, I'm not against making a movie for Elizabeth Olsen. I mean, I think that would be pretty cool. She did get a TV show. I would like to see it.
Wait a minute.
But the story has to make sense, though.
Wait a minute. I know we talked about this already, but
Okay.
I know Doctor Strange 2 was named Doctor Strange, but that was more of a Scarlet Witch movie, and I feel like at this point we've done enough with this character where there's really nothing else we could do to give her a solo film.
I can agree on you, and that's what I'm saying. It has to make sense. Like, just like I don't know what else we could talk about unless she changes lanes and realizes that she's trying to make up for her sins. You know what I mean? Like, make up for all the bad decisions that she made. And that's the only thing I could see. But I could see that happening in an Avengers movie. You know what I'm saying? Making amends for her wrongdoing.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that in an Avengers movie, but I don't know if I could see like a plot line or a storyline about revolving around Wanda.
It's got me curious because we have this Agatha TV show coming out this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and put out a bold prediction right now. Agatha's probably going to be one of the least watched Marvel TV shows ever.
I agree with you because I don't know much about her character. Also, I mean, I did like her in WandaVision, but do we really want to see a TV show about her, bro? Like, I mean, the only purpose they would do that is to basically just bring Wanda back.
Exactly. So what would be the point of making a movie if this was just this Agatha TV show was just going to be an excuse anyway to bring Wanda back anyway?
True. So I feel like, why would we make a TV show about Agatha when you could just have her in somebody else's TV show or movie?
Or just call it WandaVision season 2 and just call it a freaking day.
True. I mean, there's still so many unanswered questions. I mean, well, first of all, we gotta bring up the elephant in the room. I mean, what the hell did Vision go? I think they call him White Vision.
Yeah, White Vision. So he just disappeared after he got his memories back from the imagined Vision.
No, from the real Vision. Remember, he got to see everything. He got to see everything before he had died. Remember, so he kind of, I guess you could say, his PTSD hit him, and then he just drove off. So like, I didn't understand that part too, and then that's another unanswered question. If Vision ran off, why didn't Wanda go get him? I mean, I thought they were lovers. I thought they were husband and wife. You know, like, I mean, I thought the whole purpose of the story was to build a family, not to, excuse my language, but to be a single mother. I mean, because Vision was nowhere to be found during Doctor Strange 2, nor was he even brought up. So are we just going to act as if that never happened? Or is this, how do I say this? This missing piece of the puzzle is just going to be brought up later in the future MCU about like, hey, look, remember he disappeared? Voila, here he is. So I don't know.
It's weird. It's
definitely weird. Like,
weird. Why would you do that in the first place if you wasn't going to use the character again?
Yeah, and it could be down to, you know, simple things, you know, schedule conflicts, or the actor doesn't want to reprise his role as that character anymore, or payroll payment agreements, they don't want to pay him, or royalties, or they just don't know where to fit him in the storyline. To be honest, I didn't think they needed to do the whole White Vision thing. But I mean, to go back to what I'm stating is like I just don't see where they would take the story for Wanda. I could see this being an Avengers movie, you know what I mean? Just like they did do with the Incredible Hulk. I mean, you build a storyline off the Avenger movies because you can't make solo movies because Universal owns all the rights. So, I mean, I'm not against the idea. Like I said, you just got to make it make sense. You know, maybe we just can't be throwing movies out there because that's one of the flaws that Marvel is having right now is that we're just throwing stuff out there. And it's too much going on and it's just not enough stories to go around. And then if the story is going, you know, the story's being laid down on script, it doesn't make sense. Because we're just, at this point now, I feel like we're just doing stuff, we're just throwing stuff out there to just introduce other characters. And if that's the case, bro, like, then we could just limit half the stuff that we're doing and just throw it in a real movie. You know what I mean? Like, make a good movie, like 2 or 3 of them in a year, and then throw the characters in there if it makes the story better. Or just have them just like visit the characters, just like kind of like the Marvels where, what's her name? The King of Asgard. I forgot her name right now. Valkyrie appears in the Marvels and takes the scrolls back to New Asgard. It was quick, straight and simple, straight to the point. They had a quick scene where they talked. Apparently they were friends because we didn't know that they were friends. You really don't need to specify that and just have them in a movie and be like, hey, what's up? Like, you know, what's up, homie? Like, you know, hey, long time no see, right? Yeah. From the battle, you know, the battle of Thanos. Yeah. Good times. What you need? I got a favor. And then deuces. And then they go about their business. And it doesn't affect the storyline. And it doesn't hurt the storyline. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you just get to be, it's like a little tease, like, hey, oh, cool. Like in comics, like you got characters cross-lining with each other and be like, hey, what's up? They have their greetings. They have their fun. They talk about the good times and then they roll. Keep it moving. Like associates.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. But
I don't know.
What are we doing, Marvel? Like what are we doing? Like a Wanda, a Scarlet Witch movie?
Like unless it has something to do with incursions is the only thing I could think of it like at the moment. But I mean that's the Doctor Strange thing though, because if you think about it, Doctor Strange has been kind of willy-nilly kind of destroying the universe. If you really think about it.
Doctor Strange?
Yeah, if you go back and look at it, I mean, No Way Home, Spider-Man No Way Home. He was willing to help Peter Parker erase all the memory of all the people on Earth that knew that he was Peter Parker just to help Peter Parker get into college. I mean, if that's not like, you know, flexing on your superpowers, then I don't know what is. He was willing to erase the whole universe, the whole world on Earth that knew who Peter Parker was just so he can get into MIT. I mean, I feel like that's a misuse of your powers. And you were basically putting the world into jeopardy because remember what he did? He opened the multiverse.
Yeah.
He created an incursion. He brought Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield and their villains, which caused the tear. And as we know it, you know, he had to bring the tear together. And in order for the tear to not engulf, basically the incursions to engulf our planet or theirs or I don't know if I can't prove or deny the fact that they could have destroyed both worlds. But the point what I'm trying to get into is that in order for him to fix the mistake that he created, everybody had to forget that Peter Parker was Spider-Man. Hence why Spider-Man we're getting a fourth Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And if you really think about it too, Wanda was doing the same thing. Because she was I forget what it's called. Daydreaming, I think it was called. Or sleepwalking.
Daywalking.
There we go. Using the Darkhold to daywalk. Because she is a Nexus being. She's the same person, just like Doctor Strange in every universe. And she was taking over her body in another universe, walking around when she knows goddamn well the consequences of the action. But they were blaming Doctor Strange because he was using the Darkhold in almost most of the universe. So, I mean, they're not the first ones to create the incursions, but they are pretty much creating incursions, though, if you think about it, because they're not innocent. Because the first one to do it is Kane the Conqueror, if you think about it, because they had the multiverse war. But then also, you know, if you really want to dabble into all that too, Thanos isn't innocent either. Because remember in Endgame, past Thanos, 2014, 2008 Thanos traveled to the future, to present time, and started that war in the Avengers Tower, or headquarters, would you want to call it, which everybody got blipped back. That's kind of technically an incursion right there.
Right.
So, I mean, it's just crazy how they're doing this whole incursion thing. But I mean, I could see. I just feel like that's not enough to make a movie, is what I'm saying. Because if that's the case, you might as well merge him back with Doctor Strange if you're going to make Doctor Strange 3. Because remember, he walked off to save an incursion, or stop an incursion with what's her name, the chick at the end, where Dormammu's daughter. I can't remember her name at the top of my head right now. That's the point. What I'm trying to say is, like, if you're going to make a WandaVision movie, it like you stated, Doctor Strange 2 was technically a Wanda movie, not really a Doctor Strange movie. But I mean, I can agree. I agree with you halfway there. But Wanda was more the villain in that movie.
True.
And if you really want to be honest, like psychologically, like speaking, like Doctor Strange was the villain in that entire movie. Really, it wasn't really Wanda. I think.
How so?
I mean, yeah, Wanda was the reason why he had to travel to the multiverse, and why America Chavez was traveled to the MCU, the 616. But in every universe, he was trying to steal her powers. Remember, trying to steal America Chavez's powers. So technically, he's not innocent.
Nah,
because he ended up using the Darkhold anyway.
Nah, the only reason why he wanted to steal it was because she wasn't powerful enough to stop Wanda.
That's true, but in every universe, he was trying to use the Darkhold to, or trying to steal America Chavez's powers, to be more accurate.
Well, if we're being honest, as a last resort, Doctor Strange tried to take her powers just to be able to save the multiverse. Because if Wanda would have got the power to travel throughout the multiverse, they would have been fucked.
That's true. So, I mean, if you think about it, like, Wanda is pretty OP in this universe, bro. And I like this one thing I have to give Marvel when it comes to Wanda is the way that they wrote the character.